Why do we have to move again? I wonder how the schools are going to be. I don't want to leave my friends. How long are you going to be gone this time? These are all common phrases heard around my house when it comes time to move or deploy. You see, I'm an active duty military member, and my family and I endure many challenges. There are some good times, and there are some tough times. However, with a lot of love and a little bit of understanding, the military lifestyle has proven to be a wonderful experience for our family. I want to help you understand how relocations and long separations can be just as much of a blessing as they are a challenge. To do this, I'm going to briefly explain why the military is structured in a way that causes relocation and deployments. I'll communicate some of the challenges to the military lifestyle, and I'll conclude with a few of the benefits of being an active duty family. First, we need to understand why the military is structured in a way that causes deployments and relocations. To better understand the reasons for these events, let's first look at why the military places its people all around the world. So the military recruits and staffs positions all around the world based on what we call operational needs. It's not necessarily dependent on where you are recruited from, but the jobs that the military needs to fill. For example, if they need heavy equipment operators in South Korea, and you join to do that particular job, then you'll be stationed where they need your job the most. This also means that once you arrive at your first duty station, you're on a short timeline that ultimately winds down to when you are required to relocate again. Now, you may be thinking, okay, I understand. You get stationed at a place that has a job that you're trained for, and the job happens to be a job that they need the most, so that's where you go. But why don't they just leave you in the first place that you're stationed? Well, one, that's a great question. Two, the answer is twofold. The primary reason is because you're always being trained and prepared to assume roles of increased responsibility. Ultimately, this leads to promotions, and promotions ultimately lead to relocations because you're filling a different job or position. The second reason is you might not like where you're stationed and you're willing to relocate to a different place whenever the time has come. You don't like where you're at and there's a position open somewhere else, you get to go there whenever you've been in one position long enough. So in addition to the frequent moves, active duty military members are also asked to deploy to various places around the world at any given time. Again, some of you may have a question, such as, why do you have to deploy if there's no real war going on? Isn't it better just to stay home until you're called for duty? So the answer is, no, it's just not that simple. As far as deployments go, the reasons are far too numerous for me to fully explain during our time together. But the main reason we deploy is to protect others and preserve American interests around the world. As you may expect, there are many challenges that face a family while enduring these long separations and frequent relocations. These challenges include kids having to attend different schools, leaving friends behind, and missing loved ones, especially during significant events such as holidays and birthdays. To put something into perspective, in my 15 years in the Marine Corps, I've deployed 4 different times and seen almost 15 different countries. Now, you may be thinking, doesn't sound that bad, 4 deployments in 15 years? Let me put it to you another way. Since my children have been born, they have lived in 2 states and 2 different countries. They've moved 3 times in the last 8 years. But I don't want to make it sound like it's all bad. In fact, we love far more about the military lifestyle than we dislike. Let's briefly discuss all the benefits that are associated with being an active duty family. To begin with, I was living on my own just barely after I turned 18. Now, granted, I made plenty of mistakes, but I learned so many valuable life lessons during the early years of my career. Next, I've been able to see the world from so many different perspectives, experiencing cultures that were established before America was even founded. This has completely reshaped my appreciation for the freedoms we enjoy here at home. Another benefit is the fact that my kids have been able to live in another country before any of them were even out of elementary school. We got to live in Japan for 2.5 years. And my kids learned so much. They realized that America is not the only country on earth, and that when God made man, he did so with many different colors of perfection. A final, and arguably the most important benefit, is the fact that because my family has experienced so much change together, we are much closer to one another. When you move around a lot and you're away from home a lot, the time you get to spend together has a value to it that would not be possible if it weren't for the experiences that we shared as a family. Again, why are we moving? I wonder how the schools will be. I don't want to leave my friends, Daddy. How long this time? Yes, these are commonly heard around my house. But other phrases are also heard. Ones like, I love it here. My new school is awesome. We're closer to the beach. And the best phrase of all is when my kids say, welcome home, Daddy. We missed you so much. Yes, the military lifestyle is full of challenges, but with a lot of love and a little bit of understanding, the experiences can be priceless. Thank you all, and I hope you have a good afternoon.